Nascar can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around, we're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force it off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Bouchard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh,
and to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. It's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Hello and welcome to NASCAR's backyard. It is the FMA Next Gen Cup Series at Charlotte Motor Speedway, presented by Racer Nexus. I'm James Watson, joined as always with my broadcast partners Matt Nelson and Kobe Jordan. Well, Matt, what are you looking forward to for tonight's race?
Man, I can't lie. Charlotte's one of those tracks that it just breeds amazing racing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the iRacing service. I don't know if it's these drivers and their commitment. I don't know if it's because they like the track, but it seems like every single time we go to Charlotte, doesn't matter if it's the oval, doesn't matter if it's the roval, it's just amazing racing here. It's neck and neck. It's so aggressive, and I think we're going to just have another chapter, another installment in a wonderful story when it comes to Charlotte here tonight.
Absolutely, I'm right there with you. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at our point standings for drivers and the teams. Point leader is Nigel Steele, 5 ahead of Brock Morris, last week's winner. Cody Brewer, Zach Tankersley, and Ryan Peters round out the top 5. Tiffany Ellis, William Gay, Travis Roberto, James Efa, and Austin Smith round out the top 10. And in team points, Resurrection Racing continues to lead over Mach 10 Motorsports. In the fence racing, Dumber and Dumbest and Ramrod Motorsports round out the top 5, with Threshold Motorsports and Throat Cloggers rounding out the field of the teams.
Yeah, it sounds like we're going to have an extremely cool race here tonight, James.
Absolutely, as here are the track facts, of course, on the updated Charlotte Oval scan. Gonna have a 75 lap race here, 1.5 miles here in NASCAR's backyard, of course, of Concord, North Carolina, just outside of Charlotte. And with that, we're already ready to get back at it. And here's tonight's starting grid at Charlotte. Pole sitter is the 9 of Dylan Jacobs, next to the 5 of Ryan Peters on row 1. Row 2 will feature the 05 of Brock Morris and the 68 of Evan Gumet. Clay Sarton in the 66 next to the 75 of William Gay on row 3. 033 of Austin Smith and the 34 of Matt Mars on row 4. Row 5 features the 2 of Zach Tankersley and the 4 of Chase Willard. And take away the next 10, Mac.
In P11 is going to be Donald Ray with Tiffany Ellis in P12. Row number 7 is going to see James the Weapon White and Cody Brewer in P14. Row number 8 is going to see James Tankersley and Chase Zilla in P16. Row number 9, Nigel Steely, your points leader, and P18 going to Jay Davis. Row number 10 is going to be Robert Howard with P20. Faraz Ibrahim, back to you, James.
Alrighty, and then the 93 of Kelly Akron and the 958 of Aaron Sanford on row 11. Row 12 features the 24 of Mike Rowland and the 3 of Paul Wentline. Then we have the 117 of Mark Osier next to the 13 of Jacob Brown on row 13. 37 of Bobby Watts and the 444 of Broughton Jones on row 14, and rounding out the field is the 88 of James Ifa. 29 cars, the biggest field we've seen since at least I've been a part of this series. Matt, this is going to be one heck of a show.
Yeah, and I think more the merrier here at Charlotte. And ooh, man, I just can't wait to see when we start getting into these long green flag runs. I cannot wait to see who has the composure to save their tires enough and be able to stretch out a full, you know, pit window, pit cycle, whatever you want to call it. I want to see somebody stretch that out on tires. I want to see them maintain pace throughout the entire run.
Absolutely, and it's not the easiest to save tires here at Charlotte, so who can save them the best, that's going to make the difference. As we see the pace truck getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn onto pit road here. Dylan Jacobs, your winner from a couple weeks ago at Chicagoland. He's going to lead us to the green flag. And green means go, and we are underway at Charlotte. Oh, big checkup in the back of the field. Oh, we're already going to have some contact. I think some major front-end damage on the 3 of Paul Wentline, and you see someone in the grass. Couldn't quite tell who that was, but a rough start for quite a bit of the field. I think it was Jacob Brown.
And look at that, they're 3 wide back in, I think that was like P8, P9, P10. Incredible composure here to start lap number 1.
That's one. Oh, we got more contact. Oh no, Tankersley hard into the outside wall. Oh, and Chase Matsuko also involved. He's up into the wall. Oh, man.
Oh, no, and James Efaw, after starting last, he chose not to qualify, chose to give himself an EOL. He still faces the meatball flag, James.
Man, that is just unbelievably awful luck for Efaw. See, contact with, I think it was the 34, knocking the 2 up into the outside wall and just nowhere for a lot of cars to go. Couldn't quite tell who was the one that, the first one to hit Tankersley when he was coming back down the track.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but oh man, that is kind of the opposite of what I just said before we went green, James. I was hoping to see these guys get a long run in, and you know, they can be excused for the beginning, you know, those first lap jitters. I know they got to get them out, but right now I really would like to just see some calm, composed racing from these gentlemen.
Yeah, it sure didn't take long, and that's just an awful break for Zach Tankersley. He was having a lot of phenomenal runs here in the last couple races, even started on the pole at Chicagoland 2 weeks ago, but that's going to absolutely kill all of his momentum, and that's a tough time to have it with such a big field compared to the last couple races. He's looking at finishing probably P29.
Oh, man. Yeah, not how you want to start your night here.
Meanwhile, he is the only one still showing a meatball. Looks like James Eafa was able to at least get his damage partially fixed to where he was able to get back out onto the track. Now, obviously, hard to say if he's got all of it fixed, but he's fixed enough to at least be back on the track.
Yeah, and it's not going to be the best of starts for our points leader either, Nigel Steely. Chase Zilla as well back there with him. I mean, those were drivers, you know, obviously they were a little ways up the grid here, so once again, trouble in paradise for those two. They are basically going to nullify their qualifying, James, and they just have to start new in the back.
Yeah, you saw Matsuko. He was the last one involved in that wreck when he snapped back up into the wall. So I believe he's on track right now, but again, that car might not have any speed left in it.
Yeah, very, very decent chance there, but you know, for the drivers up front, James, it seems that, you know, now is the time to kind of get settled in. It seems like people maybe in the mid-pack are going to be a little passive, considering we had an early race yellow. So maybe this is the time for these leaders to kind of stretch out, maybe extend this lead.
Yeah, that is a good strategy, and we'll see if they even have the opportunity to do that. You know, like DW said, cautions breed cautions, but hopefully we'll be able to just kind of settle in and get some green flag running here.
Yeah, and I'm hearing in my earpiece, James, that we're actually going to have a single file restart here. I'm not entirely sure if that's the norm, but it seems that restarts are going to be single file.
Yeah, that is an interesting call. Obviously, we had a decent amount of cautions in the last couple weeks, so I think this is it's a call from race control to try to curtail that a little bit and try to get us some green flag runs here.
Yeah, not a bad idea at all, and hopefully it just allows these drivers to kind of get into their groove, kind of shake the cobwebs off, shake the nerves out. Sunday night, we got to go back to work. Monday morning, we don't want to be here longer than we got to be. We got to get in bed, so I know these drivers are kind of, you know, antsy. They're maybe a little aggressive, maybe elbows out, but maybe just calm down just a little bit. Let's gain our composure here.
Yes, sir. Well, we see the pace truck making the hard left-hand turn on a pit road. Dylan Jacobs will lead us to the restart zone. Green means going. We're back underway at Charlotte. Might be a stack up here in the middle of the pack. I think we're already 3 wide crossing the start-finish line because of that.
Yeah, and I think a little bit of it might have had to do with the 033. James Austin Smith seemed to kind of sleep on that restart. It kind of held everybody behind him up.
Sounds like Jacob Brown, he's going to be bringing it down pit road. We're seeing the 68 doing battle here. With the 5 trying to make his way up through the field. Meanwhile, Morris is all over the back of Dylan Jacobs, trying to get himself to the lead of this race. Here comes Clay Sarton. He is looking to the outside of Morris, though. Sarton didn't see him the last couple weeks, so he's at least new to us in the booth there, Mac, this 66 car, but he's looking like he is absolutely not new to this, battling for P2 right now.
Yeah, and I think he might have cleared that 05 if he did not hit the wall on entry into turn 1. That's what I kind of, you know, grunted about a second ago. I thought maybe it was going to lead to something a whole lot more worst case scenario for the number 66, but Clay Sarton, yeah, like you said, he's new to us, but I mean, he is rapid around turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, and that's the way to make speed around this place. You make up so much time if you're able to just wrap that blue and white line, you know, go full Harvicking here. And it's especially necessary here at Charlotte. That paint just helps just kind of pull the car through the corner almost effortlessly. See the top three, they are, yeah, they're starting to walk away from P4 there, Mac.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's funny you said that. They did the exact thing that you just said, strap to that blue and white line. They weren't doing it beforehand, but you said it, now they started doing it. I don't know, they might be listening. I don't know, man. Maybe we're crew chiefs up here in the broadcast booth, James. I don't know. Maybe they're just going off what we say.
I don't know if you want me on top of your box, but anyway, you see a little bit of side-by-side running here towards the middle of the field. Looks like Austin Smith is battling with Donald Ray, as they're both trying to chase down Chase Bullard.
Yeah, Chase Bullard and that number 4, Flow Racing. Love watching Flow Racing. They do an incredible job covering the Chili Bowl every year. Fantastic event. That's really the only event I watch from Flow Racing on a yearly basis now, but they do a very good job as, whoa, a little bit of commentator skirts. He got a little loose there on the apron, James.
Yeah, maybe he is listening to us and maybe got a little spook from us giving him some praise here.
Maybe we might have figured it out, man. We might have cracked the code.
Don't worry, we promise to use our powers for good and not evil. See Donald Ray jumping to the outside, trying to get the run on Smith. Not going to be able to get there. But, you know, Mac, I think we're going to see a lot of that as this run goes on. This car really likes to rip the lip up here at Charlotte. Just so much speed up by the wall as Ray was able to use that momentum he got and gets by Austin Smith.
Yeah, and I think it's going to follow kind of the rules of like dirt track racing. Speaking of Flow Racing here, I think it's going to be tight to the bottom to start this race, but when the tires get worn in and they get warmed up, I believe the momentum is going to shift upward. The optimal line is just going to rise higher and higher throughout the run, and I think there's real potential for some of these drivers, like we saw right there with Donald Ray. He can get around on the high side if need be.
Yeah, I'd say you're right. Meanwhile, Tankersley is still on pit road, and James White is also multiple laps down. Jacob Brown 1 lap down, but outside of that, everyone else on the lead lap. So it looks like those that got a lot of damage in that lap 2 incident, they don't seem to be too worse for the wear, able to hold on to the lead lap right now. You see Jacobs is still having to hold off Brock Morris. They've been nose to tail pretty much the entire run here.
Yeah, doing a very good job is Morris in that 05, putting a whole ton of pressure on that leader.
Maybe too much pressure. A little bit of a slip from Jacobs off of 4, and here comes Morris to the outside. Jacobs tries to squeeze up on corner entry, but Morris is going to have all the speed from the high sides. They're still side by side, and it looks like Morris is going to clear the lead, and he will.
Incredible move there from Morris, man.
Oh, caution! Not sure. Oh, several cars around on the back straightaway. It's like the 958. I think Bobby Watts might be involved as well. Aaron Sanford taking the tow. That is some heavy damage to the 958. You see him, he's behind the 37 as we're going on down into turn 1. Still trying to find the moment of caution here. Oh, it looks like potentially, oh, looks like there might have been some contact with Nigel Seeley into, I can't quite make out which car that is. It's not, I don't think it's Bobby Watts, but Seeley and him made contact. Oh, Broughton Jones, it sounds like. And just nowhere for Sanford to go. That's, again, another bad break of wrong place, right time here, Mac.
Yeah, I agree, and we're going to see a couple cars coming down pit road, but yeah, so far it's been really just unfortunate occurrences. I mean, we've had real good, hard racing. Unfortunately, we just haven't been able to kind of make things click exactly yet. It's like when you've got the right puzzle piece, but you're just missing one little corner and you can't find it, and it's just so close to working, but it's just ultimately, it's not.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and take our first break of the night, and we'll be back shortly.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, we are back, and we are just about ready to get back at it. See, strategies are already starting to differ. Quite a few of the top 10 brought it in, but quite a few stayed out. You see Dylan Jacobs stay out, Clay Sarton, 68. For Jace Bullard is also staying out, along with the 19 of Donald Ray. Those two were doing the majority of the battling in this race. And
yeah,
they're...
Oh, I apologize, James. I was gonna say though, it's been super unlucky for our points leader, Nigel Steely here.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, Mac, but there was some sort of a hiccup or hesitation under pacing. You saw a lot of cars going 3 wide trying to avoid each other. Not quite sure what caused that, but nervous times for everyone catching up to the field. But the pace truck makes the left-hand turn on a pit road. Dylan Jacobs is going to lead us back to the restart zone once again, and green means go. We're back underway at Charlotte. See, big jump from Dylan Jacobs, try to run away. Trying to get away from all the chaos here. See, already side by side, Brock Norris on the fresh tires trying to make his way back up to the front. See, he's right behind the 317 and the 117 of Mark Osier. Got a big run on Davis. Oh, you said it. Oh, got the 24 looking to his outside. You see a lot of damage on that 24 car. Big center punch to the nose of that Camaro. Oh man, look at the run Osier got through the center on Morris. But not able to do anything with that run. In fact, he's going to lose a spot to William Gay. That car just absolutely chased the hill on him.
Yeah, and here comes Nigel Steely as well. He's not wanting to be left out of the picture. Oh, Chase Bullard, the 4.
Yeah, you see he's lost a couple spots on this restart. Lost it to Ray and Austin Smith. Both of them were able to go by. And now Cody Brewer trying to do the same. Meanwhile, Morris is not making a whole heck of a lot of ground. He's just barely knocking on the door of the top 10 right now. He's got a big run on the 50 car. To the outside. Trying to get by James Tankersley. Gate trying to push him through. So far he's got the spot now. He's going to clear. Now focuses forward to Tiffany Ellis. Whoa, Ellis makes a little bit of contact with the wall off of turn 2. Didn't look too bad. You couldn't get away with that type of contact. Speaking of contact, almost saw some with James Tankersley and William Gay. Making things a bit nerve-wracking for William Gay, but he's able to get the spot, and Nigel Steely will follow him through. Steely once again. Go on, Matt.
I was going to say, William Gay, what's wild about his kind of race, everything that has gone wrong has been around his car, so you can just kind of tell when he drives it into these corners, if he's side by side with someone, he's almost a little skittish. He's scared that something might happen to him because of the calamity that he's been able to dodge just barely throughout the entire night.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, just keeping an eye on, he's able to get the pass done on Tiffany Ellis. Here comes Robert Howard trying to follow Steely through. Meanwhile, we got a new player up towards the front. The 68, Evan Gomet. He's on the back of Dylan Jacobs. Able to get by Clay Sarton. Ooh, and speaking of Clay Sarton, he got himself close to the wall there off of 4. Clay had a lot of speed early on in this race, but it looks like the tires might be starting to go a little bit on the 66 car. So he's going to have his hands full with Donald Ray right behind him. Oh, we got Cole! Big save from William Gay! My goodness, contact with Cody Brewer, and the 75 car was full sideways. Oh no, and he gets hit by James Tankersley! Into the outside wall goes the 75, and that car is done. See, just an awful half a lap for William Gay. Gets hit by Brewer, and then you're going to see Tankersley hip check on the front stretch to ending the night for the 75. That right front is not connected anymore. It's not even rolling. Wow. Man, you have to imagine William Gay is a very unhappy driver right now.
Yeah, and into the corner, you could just hear it, the engine output, the difference. William Gay had made the corner. His car was all right. It was set going in there. And then, unfortunately, Cody Brewer just the over-rev, and it just caused so much disparity in the comfort of the car, in the weight. And that's what made the contact happen. I made a little noise just a second and a half before that contact was made. And it was because you could hear the difference.
James Efoss spinning! Whoa, and he's gonna somehow avoid getting hit by anyone. My goodness. He got spun going in. Sorry to cut you off there, Mac, but James got spun going into turn 1, slid back up the track, trying to hold on to it, and no one hit him. That is incredible. I have no idea how no one hit. See, oh, netcode / a bit of misjudgment from Jay Davis. And you see, up comes the 88, and look at this. Oh my God. Oh, Jacob Brown, let me tell you, that man's shorts is going to be matching his last name after that. That was... Can we get an onboard from him? Like, my God. That is going to be the view of the season right there.
Yeah, that one was crazy. That was very, very close.
See, we're on board with EFA right now. And there he goes. Man. God, what a save from the 88.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Like, we've seen some absolutely incredible saves. You know, you go back to William Gage just a couple laps ago before the second contact that put him out. That was a heck of a save. Oh boy, I think we're gonna go ahead and take another break and take a deep breath after that one, and we'll be back shortly.
Nascar can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around, we're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at him.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh,
and to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Alrighty, we are back and we are about ready to get back at it. See, Brock Morris is now back in front of this race with Nigel Steele, Bobby Watts, Ryan Peters, and Kelly Akron joining him in the top 5. See the pace truck getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Brock Morris will lead us to the restart zone. Green means going. We're back underway at Charlotte.
What a great start by the leader, Morris.
What a bad start by almost basically everybody else. There's almost a huge stack up. And because of that, we're already 2 wide and in some spots 3 wide here. Here comes Bullard around the outside. Oh, and you see someone gets the wall behind. I think that might be Cody Brewer, but I'm not sure. Yes, it is Cody Brewer. Oh, and they're still, oh, near contact between Team Bullard and Ibrahim. He's able to clear up for now. See, they're gonna get ahead of the 68. Gumet slow all of a sudden. Lost himself a couple spots from that restart. But now he's fighting back. Goes by the 4 almost effortlessly. Is Eric gonna try to, oh, here we go, we're gonna be 3 wide. Watson Akron trying to hold service. Here comes Gumet and Bullard. Whoa, contact! Oh, big sideways for Akron and another incredible save. Oh no! And the death wobble strikes again.
Curse you, death wobble.
Oh man. Tiffany Ellis around. 50 car around. So yeah, I think there might have been netcode from these two. See, well, I don't think that was netcode. I think Watts was just barely able to get that left rear corner. Akron had it and then didn't.
Ah, man. So close to being avoided too, man. So close.
And speaking of so close to being avoided, saw Tiffany Ellis just barely got clipped by Robert Howard as he was spinning down the track and sends the 87 back up. Oh my goodness! And then Robert Howard just absolutely killed the wall under caution. Wow. His grandchildren are gonna feel that hit. My God! Thing just went straight.
Almost gets into the Camry as well in the back. I believe that might have been number 29.
Wow. Well, we're now at the halfway point of tonight's race. You see Dylan Jacobs, he's already back up into third. So you wonder how much longer Morris is gonna be able to hold off the 9 with those fresher tires. Not too much fresher tires there.
It's so hard to say here because these drivers, so many grooves are fast, and you know, when the sun sets and there's grip everywhere on the track, so many strategies can come into play, James. So I'm just wondering, how many different strategies are we going to see? I mean, we do only have a 75 lap race, so it unfortunately kind of negates the need for a long-term strategy. However, tire saving's still going to be a thing. Playing the tire degradation game is going to be huge here, and I wonder who's going to conquer it the best. And more importantly, what style of driving, what line is going to be the most efficient all the way through the race?
Absolutely. Meanwhile, it's something that I just noticed. Clay Starton, he retired from the race a little while ago. He is out of the session and currently 8 laps down. I have no idea what happened to the 66 car. Was running up there P3 for most of the first run.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, big bummer for the 66. So resetting it, we have about 22 cars on the lead lap right now. First car 1 lap down is the 34 of Matt Mars, it would appear. So still a lot of combatants left in this race, despite some of the big incidents that we've seen.
Yeah, Faraz Ibrahim in the number 97. I know him personally. I've ran in the Breaking Bad GT3 series on Saturday nights. So I think he's more of a road guy, but deciding to try out the oval stuff here tonight. And I know we're only halfway through the race, but he sits just outside the top 10 in P11. So fantastic job from Faraz there.
Absolutely. Coming back from starting P20th. Gaining 9 spots so far for the 97. Now we are ready to get back out at the pace truck, making the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Brock Morris is once again going to lead us to the restart zone. Green means Gilmore back underway at Charlotte. Oh boy, and more chaos on this restart. It's going to allow Morris to just kind of walk away from everything. He is already half a second up on Nigel Steele.
Jacobs trying to get cheeky here around the inside.
Yeah.
Around the outside, I apologize.
Oh, and he's going to get the wall a little bit. That's going to give a run to Peters. See Gomet and Bullard side by side once again. They have not been able to get away from each other since the last restart.
And man, it's such a fun thing to watch, James, but when you're there in the driver's seat, it's such an annoying thing just having that guy who is identical in your pace just right beside you all race long.
Oh man, you can say that again. You're just looking in your mirror saying, can't you just go away? And speaking of going away, that lead for Morris has gone away just as quickly as he shot ahead. He is now having the 9 knocking on his door once again. See Jacobs trying to rip the lip, running the Larson line. Morris running a little towards the middle, and that's going to keep Jacobs at bay for now.
A little bit of a washout from the leader there, Brock Morris.
Yeah, and Jacobs is going to jump to the bottom, trying to use that to his advantage. They're side by side down the back straightaway. Jacobs just about has him cleared, but not cleared enough. Here comes Morris hanging on the outside. Jacobs has to get this pass done soon. He does not want to burn off these tires, but once again, Morris is doing a fantastic job controlling the outside. But here comes Goumet. He has the run. He's trying to follow Jacobs through. Jacobs still does not have Morris cleared. Whoa, he does now, but only barely. Now, what do you do if you're Brock Morris? He tries to jump to the bottom, and now it's Jacob running the middle lane.
Oh, and now Gomet's going to play spoiler to Morris. Morris might lose 2 spots here.
Might, I think he will. Morris trying to hold on. Meanwhile, Ibrahim, he is bringing it down pit road. Not sure what's going on with the 97. Fortunate, we were just talking about how good of a run he was having under the caution period, and now he's on pit road, unscheduled stop. As you saw, the
curse power, James.
Yep, nothing more powerful. As you see, the 68 was able to get the move done on the 05, and he's not done. He is now hounding Jacobs for the race lead. See Jacobs doing a great job using that middle lane, not really giving Evan much of a run in either direction. What do you do if you're the 68 and you see your competition just kind of parking it in the middle, not really giving you much of an avenue to use either lane?
Well, the unfortunate reality of it is we don't have too much longer left in this race. We've only got 75 laps here. So we're on lap 50, 25 laps. Once we cross the start finish, there is no time to be patient. There is no time to be complacent with what you have. These might warrant, bump and run, maybe, just a little love tap, nothing malicious, nothing, ill-advised, but hey, maybe just a little bump. Run by them. Maybe it'll get the job done.
Absolutely. You'd love to see a bump and run on a 1.5 miles. Whoa, you see, Gumet tried to jump to the very outside off a corner exit. Couldn't get there. We have 25 laps to go. 1/3 left in this race. See the 68 just so close to the back of our race leader. See, there's definitely a little more pace in that Mustang, but he just can't get position on the 9.
Yeah, and our race leader Jacob's doing a very good job through the start-finish line. I think maybe that, little curve you have to run through the end of 4 and then it's setting up turn number 1. Obviously, it's not straight. And I think there might just be a little bit more smoothness in the wheel from our race leader.
Caution! Oh, Kelly Aker around once again. You see what happened. See a lot of damage on that car from the last incident, and it just goes straight. Oh, and death wobble.
It just keeps flaming.
Oh man. Oh boy. Now things are gonna be even more crazy. We're gonna have, I'd say, about 19 laps to go.
And here at Charlotte, that goes by quick.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get another break in, and we'll be back shortly.
There might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Alrighty, we are back and about ready to get back at it. And once again, strategy is flipped up on its head. You see the 9 has stayed out, but quite a few have brought it in, including the 68, who had a little bit of an incident on pit road and caused him to miss his box. It looked like he lost too much, but that certainly didn't help him.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate whenever there's pit lane turmoil, whenever there's pit lane scuffles going on, because it just seems like something that's so unavoidable, yet at the same time, it's one of those things that usually always goes right. So it's just not something you're thinking about. These drivers have to think of a whole lot of stuff when they're out here on the track, and, you know, the pit lane stuff kind of just gets shoved to the back of the memory.
Absolutely. As we see the pace truck making the hard left-hand turn, Dylan Jacobs leads us back to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at Charlotte. Not a good jump at all for Bullard, and you saw Brewer was already trying to see if he can get by. Meanwhile, everyone making their way by Ibrahim, who stayed out. He is a lap down right now. And here comes Brock Morris on the fresh. He's already back up to 4th.
A little bit of a washout, but it's going to be fine. He's out of the corner. What a great run, opening lap from Brock Morris.
And that's exactly what he needs. He needs to pick off these cars as quickly as possible. They have about 18 laps to work with. But you said it, that's going to click off very, very quickly. See, there goes Peters to the inside of Ossier. Oh, and right now, Morris is getting held up behind the 22 of Brewer. Cody's doing a fantastic job holding off the fresh tires, and here comes Gumet to the inside of Morris. He's going to get the 05, and he might just get the 22 as well. 2 for 1, clears up into 3rd, just barely though. Oh, that's disaster for Brock Morris right now.
Yeah, and he just, man, I have to say it was a little bit of a wrong decision to side with the car that was on old tires through that corner. He had the opportunity to go low. He had the opportunity to do basically what Evan Gilmet just did. So Brock Morris, that's going to be one that might sting him, and he might not be able to get that back.
You said it, as here comes Gilmet to the inside of Bullard for P2. And it looks like he's going to have this pass done. Oh boy.
Gilmet is moving.
Oh, and they're moving too. Look at that. Oh, a little bit of contact. Peters into Steely. Peters had him clear for a second. Well, not anymore. Here comes Steely around the outside. Over the radio, both drivers very cordial with each other. As, oh, Ibrahim makes hard contact in the outside wall. Perez just hanging on for dear life right now. See?
Yeah, he is just dropping.
Yeah, that 97 car is not happy whatsoever. See James Tankersley battling with Ossier, and there's Steely to the inside of Chase Bullard. And right now, look at that. Dylan Jacobs has the mirror full. Here comes Gumet to the inside. Does Jacobs have anything left in the tank to hold on? Oh, he won't. He gets the wall, but still somehow hangs to the outside of Gumet. Wow. Just when you thought he was in trouble, he's holding on.
Jacob should have the run here to the start-finish line. He got the momentum from the top line.
And this is working out perfect for Brock Morris. This is what he needs these two to keep battling to give him an opportunity to come back. Jacobs, wall contact again, and just like the last lap, it doesn't affect him at all. There's gonna be nothing left on that composite body. Oh, and this time Gumet will clear. New race leader, the 68. This is perfect for him now. He gets to try to walk away as Morris is going to try to get himself by the 9. Oh, much harder contact for Jacobs that time. That definitely affected him. That's going to give Morris the run into 3.
Yeah, Dylan Jacobs just fighting his own car. It's a war going on between car and driver right now.
And we are now at 10 laps to go from Charlotte. Jacobs holding on. That's the opposite of what Morris needs. He's not even going to be able to hang to the inside. He almost has to tuck back in line. See Jacobs continuing to run that wall perfectly. And now here comes Nigel Steele, almost out of nowhere. He's going to have the preferred line over Morris as we're almost going to be 3 wide here off of the corner. Steele backing out of it. Probably the... Oh, and Jacobs is in the wall again. And he is continuing to do that without losing pace. As Morris tries once again, wrapping the blue and white line. He's going to have him clear, and he's got it done. And here comes Steele trying to do the same. The late call to stay out on the older tires worked to perfection for Jacobs at Chicagoland. It's not working tonight as he hits the wall again. We got lap traffic. Oh, as Steele gets the pass done. See the lap car going onto the apron, getting out of the way of the battle for the win. You appreciate that.
Yeah, Nigel Steele, or not Nigel Steele, I apologize. Dylan Jacobs in the number 9 just has to stop hemorrhaging these positions. He's got to find a line that gives him at least a little bit of pace compared to these leaders. And he has got to make something work. He has just got to get along with that car.
Yeah, you wonder how many times he can bounce off of that wall before something finally gives. Meanwhile, Evan Gumet, he's not pulling away. Morris is starting to track him down. But I don't know if Brock's going to have enough time, as it's going to be 5 to go this time by. You see, he's starting to gain about a 10th that last time by. What a great set of 1 and 2 for Gumet, able to get him that 10th back. See a battle right here between the 37 and the 88 of James Efaw. Battle for P12 right now.
The entire race has just been a battle for Efaw, man. I mean, not qualifying, taking the EOL, starting at the back, still having a meatball flag by the 2nd lap. And he has just not really been able to get a smooth groove going since.
Yeah, a lot of adversity. But looking to be potentially a top 15 finish, which I think he'll take compared to how it was looking earlier in this race. It's worth 3 to go. Here comes Peters to the inside of Jacobs. Dylan trying to stop the bleeding, does so momentarily. As now we got a battle for P2. Steele and Morris, they're going at it. Steely tucking back inside as we have 2 laps to go from Charlotte. Morris running the inside. That looks like Steely's going to join him down there. I'm surprised the 8 car didn't try to run the wall.
And if Steely's going to make something happen, it's got to be now, coming out of 4, because 1 and 2 has gone to Morris all night.
As here we are, white flag, 1 lap to go from Charlotte. A fantastic strategy call and even greater racecraft has put the 68 in position to get his first win of the year, at least since we've been here. Going into 3, as Morris is trying to hold off Nigel Steely. It looks like he's going to do it, but the night will go to Evan Gomet. He wins at Charlotte. Morris hangs on for 2nd, Steely in 3rd. And Dylan Jacobs falls down to 6th.
Ooh.
Oh man, what a race there, Mac. That was incredible.
Yeah, and man, just the multi-groove racing had happened. We saw so many overtakes around the outside. We saw that crossover early on in the race that I believe it was Brock Morris that got that done. Just everybody was in their bag tonight when it came to overtaking, and yeah, we had a little bit of cautions, but that's worth it for the racing that we saw. Wheel to wheel, it was incredible.
Absolutely, as Evan is gonna burn it down. The 68 continues to celebrate. We're gonna get our last break of the night in, and we will be back with our top 3.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, we are back. We're back with our final result of tonight's race at Charlotte. Your race winner, Evan Gomet from Brock Morris and Nigel Steely. The 5 of Peters bringing it home in 4th, and then Donald Ray rounding out the top 5. Dylan Jacobs, Austin Smith, Cody Brewer, Paul Wetline, and James Takersley rounding out the top 10. Mark Osier, James Efa, Bobby Watts, Jacob Brown, and Tiffany Ellis, your top 15. Jay Davis, Chase Bullard, Mike Rowland, Chase Matsuko, and Faraz Ibrahim round out the top 20. And then Matt Mars, Robert Howard, Kelly Akron, Clay Sarton, and William Gay top 25. Broughton Jones, Aaron Stanford, James White, and Zach Tankersley rounding out the field. And with that, it's time to get to our top 3. We're still waiting on Nigel Steely, so how about it, Mac? How about you talk to our runner-up of Brock Morris?
Brock Morris in the 0-5. Mac up here in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Man, you were rapid. Every single line of that track, you passed on the bottom, you passed through the middle, you passed up high. Tell me, coming into Charlotte, did you have a lot of confidence? Did you think you were going to be able to do something like this here tonight?
Yeah, as the intermediate tracks go, like mile and a halfs, it's usually Charlotte and Homestead are my two that I always look forward to. And especially in this car, there's a lot of, having to deal with the dirty air and having to do all that. I felt big confidence going in, especially that first run. Took about 12 laps to get the lead, and I was feeling pretty good. Caution came out, and pit since we were in the fuel window. Then a lot of stuff happened. It's kind of the middle race is a blur to me, but yeah, that final run, I guess I just didn't really have the speed Evan did there. Huge congrats to him as well. But yeah, P2, can't complain about that. Not sure if I have the points lead now, but I'm hoping I do.
Well, if you do, then you certainly did deserve it, but I want to pick your mind on where we go next Sunday. It's going to be Iowa. Tell me what you think about that track, and how do you think you'll do?
Iowa, probably apart from Phoenix, that's like my favorite short oval. I really like the way that track, like, it's pretty multi-groove, I've only won a race in trucks there. I've never done next gen there, so I'll be putting in a lot of practice, knowing that it's one of my ones that I like. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Well, can't wait to see you there. Before we let you go and celebrate your P2 finish here tonight, is there anybody you want to thank or shout out for the performance?
Absolutely. Kettering University, Kettering Esports. I'd like to shout out Juicy Spider Studios and the High Side Podcast, and then you guys up here in the booth, and then FMA for putting it on.
Well, we appreciate hearing from you, Mr. Morris, and we appreciate the kind words. We're going to let you get out of here and celebrate. Hope to see you back up here in the booth next week.
All right, I hope so as well. I'll see you guys.
Alrighty, and now it's time to talk to our third place finisher of Nigel Steely. Mr. Steely, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Well, first of all, I do gotta ask, how do you pronounce your first name? Because we're not entirely sure.
It's Nigel.
Okay, so that is how we've been pronouncing it all race long. So good to know that we've been doing that good. But yeah, a fantastic comeback for you tonight. It wasn't the wasn't a qualifying effort I think we would have expected, but you did a fantastic job getting yourself back up through the field, up into the top 3.
Yeah, I brushed the wall in the first lap. Couldn't maintain the speed. Couldn't get it back up to speed.
Yeah, but it certainly didn't hold you up. How difficult was it trying to cut through the field? Charlotte isn't always the easiest place to pass at.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. 1 and 2 is definitely where I try to make up most of the ground. 3 and 4 just try to get there, set myself up for 1 and 2.
Yeah, and you were almost able to get yourself up into second there. Do you think if you had a few more laps, you might have been able to get Brock?
Maybe. Brock's pretty fast. He's a little bit better through 3 and 4 than I was, so it was tough. I tried to make a pass in 3 and 4. Knew I was going to come up the track a little bit, but I just couldn't get it turned down. So after that, I knew I'd fallen off a little bit of pace and knew I was going to make it up. It was just about impossible.
Alrighty, well, it was a heck of a run for you tonight. Definitely helps you in your journey to hold on to the points lead here. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you like to give before we let you go?
Shout out to the FMA crew that runs this league, really good. Shout out to you guys. You guys' broadcast is amazing. So I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good rest of your night.
You too. We appreciate you, Nigel, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
All right, there's our third place finisher, Nigel Steely. And now it's time to talk to your race winner. Evan, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, the first question I have to ask is, I'm fairly certain I've been butchering your last name the entirety of these last two races. How do you pronounce it, my friend?
It is Guillemette.
Guillemette. You know, that's actually not far off from what I was doing. But incredible performance from you tonight. You're able to get yourself up to the lead, really using the strategy and the all the pit stops under yellow up to your advantage there.
Yeah, the race didn't have as many cautions as I thought it would, actually. And then once I saw the top two, I guess, maybe, that first caution going to the pits, I figured I'd stay out because I knew there was going to be more. And then that would throw them off cycle. And it worked in my favor, I guess.
Yeah, you did a great job getting your way up to the lead. I asked Nigel about this. How hard is it to pass here, you know, dealing with the dirty air and how temperamental these next gen cars can be?
It kind of depends on how good the guy in front of you is at aero blocking. Because you can kind of dive it in there in this corner on this track here, and it kind of make it stick and just make the guy uncomfortable on exit and take the position, but up towards the front, it's pretty difficult to get by.
And speaking of hard to get by, we go to Iowa next week, and that's also another track that isn't historically the easiest to pass, especially if it's a real hot racetrack like I imagine we'll end up getting for next week.
Yeah, that track's going to be pretty difficult to get by. Qualifying's definitely going to be big there. I think a lot of people are going to try different lines. I have my own idea on how to run it, but there's different ways to get around that place, so it should be a fun time.
Absolutely. Awesome win for you tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
Yeah, I want to thank my parents, sister for watching, thank Hometown Garage, Banjo Time with Clara, and thank you guys for broadcasting. Thank FMA for putting the race on. They do a great job. All their series are phenomenal.
Alrighty, Evan, we appreciate you, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Yep, sounds good to me. Thanks, guys.
And there is your race winner, the 64 of Evan Guillemette. And, well, wraps up another awesome night of racing here, Mac. What are your closing thoughts on tonight and what we expect from Iowa next week?
Man, I think Charlotte gave us everything that I kind of asked for at the top of the broadcast, James. I thought it delivered high-octane racing, great defending, great overtaking as well. We didn't get to see strategy, but, you know, with the FMA, kind of a shorter league here. You know, people got to get to work on Monday morning and stuff, so I don't blame them for that. However, next week at Iowa, I think we can expect kind of the same thing we heard in the interviews. Drivers seem to think it is a multi-groove track, which it is. I shouldn't say seem to think, because it is. So I think what we saw here at Charlotte, we could see maybe even more of that here at Iowa.
Absolutely, and Iowa is always one of my favorite tracks, so I cannot wait for that. But with that, I believe it's time for us to get the heck on out of here. For my broadcast partners, Matt Nelson and Kobe Jordan, I'm James Watson, bidding you adieu till next time. Good night, everyone.